So I don't know if you're in the, you're in the northeast part of the States right now, but there is a storm of brewing, and it has nothing to do with the weather. I'm talking about this arm workout. Now, will it consist of moderately heavy sets? Of course, but that's not the point. That is not the point, right? The point of any of the weight, for me at least, I'm not a power lifter, is to use it for the purpose of reaching muscular, well, not even muscular damage, let's say more like muscular stimulation, right? So today I'm feeling a little, I don't know what I'm feeling like. I'm feeling good, I know that much. I know it's going to be a good workout, but what exactly I want to do in it, it's kind of up in the air. I've been doing a lot of heavy shit. I'm talking very heavy curls, very heavy pushdowns, kind of biasing failure by, kind of just using as much weight as possible, which I like. But with arms, it gets a little tricky, triceps especially, because I don't always like to follow my basic formula, which is usually heavy stuff first, followed by light squeezing stuff. Because if you've hit triceps before, you know what I'm talking about. When you grab the rope and you're doing rope pushdowns, where you get to really squeeze and hold your triceps at the bottom extra tight, when you're fresh and your arms aren't pumped, you can squeeze really fucking hard. And if you don't know this, maybe see if you notice it next time you do triceps. But try a rope pushdown with no pump. You can get a pretty insane squeeze, and then cut towards later in triceps where you're nearly fully pumped, your workout's almost done, and then try to do the rope pushdown. Moderate weight. For me at least, my triceps won't even extend to completely straight. They're like so pumped up, they're almost getting in their own way. So I'm a little motivated to do some light squeezing stuff and kind of hit my triceps in more of a burnout sort of way earlier in the workout, so I can bias the fact that, or not bias, but take advantage of the fact that I can squeeze extra hard. So no matter what it ends up being, I know it'll be good. And triceps, once you have a staple set of exercises that you like doing, you could really put one of them on each side of a dice, flip it, do that one for a few sets, flip it again, and pick a new one. I know I like the dip machine. I know I like the straight bar / easy bar pushdown. I know I like the rope. I know I like single arm pushdowns with a D handle. I might even do some overhead dumbbell stuff today, single arm. That's another one. Any of these in any order, I'd probably enjoy it, as long as the sets themselves were hard, and I push it to the limit. Whether you do a straight bar pushdown or a rope extension or the dip machine first, the order kind of becomes a little arbitrary, and I think it becomes a little bit more important for you to just do your exercises in a way that you can kind of connect with, so you can enjoy the workout and get a pretty fucking solid pump from it. I think half this shit about your actual workouts and how they should look. Now, of course, there are objectively good workouts. There is a workout where, if I had somebody pretty experienced tell me to follow them for their chest day, I could do it and probably say that was a really good chest day. Sweet. But I think there's a pretty large kind of unspoken percentage of what's gonna make or break a lift, and it's how much you can enjoy it. And I don't mean enjoy it like, oh, this is so easy, this is so fun. It's more like, that what you're doing is because it's going to give you a specific result, so you can really stand behind it and go after it, right? You can kind of, you got to fucking feel for it. So that's a little bit of the reason why I like having, all the fucking control in the world I do over my training, and I'm not constantly like asking or trying to find like a coach to tell me every specific detail. I want to be a part of that. I want to figure out what works for me. I'm the one who's around my body the most. You don't think I've got a pretty reasonable perception about what's gonna work. So in that same sense, me coming up with my own workouts and doing what I know I want to do because it's going to give me the best pump on that specific day, it's pretty easy for me to do. That's something which I think is overlooked, because any beginner, I haven't really thought about this before. Anybody who's a beginner to the gym, if they get a random ass routine slapped in front of them, and the guy who gave it to them didn't really explain the point of everything and just gave them a routine to follow, then how are they going to enjoy doing it? They don't even know why they're doing it. Like, okay, wait, I should do 3 sets of pull downs? What do you mean, why? Oh, well, that's just what you do. You do pull downs after rows. That would not fucking hype me up. So, little tidbits of thoughts there, but let's stop chit-chatting. Let's stop chit-chatting and get this lift underway. Starting with triceps, of course. Just because. Yeah, as expected. Or maybe not expected, but on point with what I was saying. Instead of crazy heavy 2 plates slapped on the side with the cable about to snap and whip my face in half, let's do some underhanded extensions. A little slightly funkier than the classic overhand, because now I'm like, like this. Same basic principle though. Squeeze as hard as possible. Okay. Oh. Yeah, let's do one more like that at least. Perfect starter. Okay. Woo. Fuck, man. I picked the perfect starter. Let's do one more, maybe even 2 more, then move on to something else. All right. Oh, man. Okay. Whew. Whew. Little superset of underhand into overhand. And I started with the right tricep very intentionally. For me, my right tricep is behind the game, size and strength wise, to the left one. So failure for that set on the right side, that was a good one. That was pretty much as I could manage. I could have got a couple extra reps on the left one, but I stopped the set early to kind of match the stimulus in a way. So my right one gets a little more work to catch up to the left. But I was about to jump to heavy pushdowns. I kind of want to flip my normal tricep approach completely upside down and do some dips first and finish with pushdowns. However I can manage to go. I mean, it's the end of the workout. I'm not going to need 1,000,000 pounds. Yeah. I feel like historically, I've been doing heavy pushdowns, some machine dips, and then finishing with a light squeezing movement like that. So I guess the dip part doesn't change. That's still middle of the workout. But these two will be good. And I'm thinking of two things when I do these. For one thing, no chest. I do not want to push. I'm purely trying to extend my triceps. And then also, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to push the handles away from each other. Yeah. That's probably a person-to-person preference. As long as you feel all triceps, though, you're good. Yeah. 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 Take 1 second, do an extra 3 reps, at least rest pause style. Yeah. Oh yeah, okay. Oh. Woo. One more at least. These feel really good today. 100% fucking tricep. Yeah. 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 Oh, man, it drops that. Oh my God. Oh. Okay. Let's do some heavy push downs. Now the full stack of the plate actually feels like some solid weight. So I mean, these will be controlled reps. I'm not going to be a complete monkey with it, but I'm going to try to bust out reps, burn out, pump up my triceps. Honestly, if this is a good set, I might even make it a drop set. This could be it. I hit triceps pretty well today so far, which I see no problem with. I can see, and honestly, I've done this before. It's kind of a meathead mentality. Like, let's say you're 6 sets into a workout. You just did 6 really awesome, sick fucking sets. You're pretty fucking fatigued. You're fully pumped. You feel like you had a solid workout. If you had 10 sets planned, should you just call it at the 6, or should you do the extra 4 just because you already had it written down and you're like, oh, I don't want to skip my training? I think you're better off calling it 6, man. So when your workout's over, it's over. Do some hard sets, and after you've lifted for long enough, you kind of know when that is. But let's throw this shit around. Yeah, let's make it tough, sir. Okay. Triceps are done. Let's grab some dumbbells. So in the spirit of changing things up, typically, and not even typically, almost every single fucking bicep workout, I always start with heavy bicep curls. I think it's a good movement to start with. That's kind of why I do it. But let's start with some kind of seated bent over concentration curls. So instead of trying to throw the 75s around, this is just the 50, which is still heavy, especially for kind of a more, any bicep movement is an isolation movement. But something like this, there's no, or at least there shouldn't be too much swinging. So I'll try to burn out, probably give myself a few assisted reps at the end. Maybe 1 or 2 sets here, it's go by feel. If it feels good, do another one. If it feels bad, move on to something else. Not a bad approach in my eyes. Oh my God. Whew. Oh, oh, that was good. I think a few more here. And then, a little side note, but very related to this set. It is a very different feeling doing reps with assistance at the end of them, be it self-assistance or if you have somebody spotting you, where it doesn't even feel like you're moving the weight with whatever fucking muscle you're using. Like if you're doing pec flies and you have someone spotting you past failure, you get to a point where it doesn't even feel like you're exerting any force. It's just, I mean, it's really just a burn. And then the weight is somehow moving because the guy helping you is pulling it. So if you're not doing any assisted rep sets beyond failure, I'd say now's your cue. You know, add one in. Grab the biggest guy in your gym and say, can you help me with 5 partials on Smith? He'll do it. He wants to see you go hard too. Oh my God. Fuck. Oh my God. Holy shit. Okay. That was an insane starting 2 sets. Fuck, one more. One fucking more. Yeah, one more. And then move on to something else. Cable, preacher, dumbbell. To be determined. Oh my God. Oh. Oh my God. That's perfect. Let's move on to something. Plan now. Full stack. Not exactly a V-bar. Like, you know, the bar is just, it's literally a 90-degree angle. A lot of push down activation. I don't love curls on that one. It's kind of funky. Whatever manufacturer they're buying the Planet Fitness front ones from, though, I like. Something about the way it kind of twists. Either way, could be an easy bar, could be a straight bar, could be 2 D handles connected at once. That's doesn't matter. But I'm going to try to be decently controlled for the first like 8 or whatever reps. And then once I pretty much can't do a good rep perfectly clean, that's when I'll flip the switch, start swinging it a little, just to, well, do I need to explain? It's gonna let my biceps get more pumped. No explanation needed beyond that. So let's get hyped. Okay. One more. Same style. Okay. Okay. Let's like machine curl next. Now this is a nice machine. It's taken a little while to grow on me. It used to mess with my forearms a little bit. I'm not sure if just by doing it sometimes if that's gotten better, or if that was just like a growing pain from when I was younger. But either way, heavy set here. Very strong potential for a drop set. Biceps are nearly done. I mean, how much does it really take? If you do 6 hard, solid sets and you finish with a pump, I think you know that it's ready for a pump check. But let's decide that after this set. Okay. This will be a fancy drop set. Okay. Let's push down. All right. For anyone's photography, videography centric, you wouldn't expect it, but by doing all these videos with the cameras and stuff, I'm now like a total camera nerd. And I keep watching videos about anamorphic lenses, but they're manual focus, so you have to have like a LiDAR. I'm only talking like 2% here, but either way, let's see how we're pumped. And then, I mean, come on, this isn't even a question. Honestly, I feel a little bit. I feel like this is almost. What's the word I'm thinking of here? This is like dunking when you're up 20. Like the pump check right now, it's not even a question like, oh, let's see how we're looking. Am I pumped? Like it's more like just a fucking flex off. And I am perfectly fine with that. All right, one more, and then we get out of here. And set posing right in the middle of a Planet Fitness. Morning weight, haven't mentioned this for a while. 239.6. I've finally broken past the 240 barrier, which, if I thought I felt like if you think you feel light when you cut down to 240, 239.6 is a little bit of a hit to the ego. But I'm not worried, because I know that the first week that I start eating and not even in a bulk, but just eating maintenance calories, I'm gonna shoot right back up to 250. And it's not because I'm gonna immediately gain 10 pounds of lean muscle. What's gonna happen is all the muscle all across my entire fucking body, every cell of it basically has a fuel tank of water and sugar, right? Glycogen. So once I start eating enough food to fill up that fuel tank, I'm gonna have the same amount of muscle fibers, but they themselves will, as individuals, get bigger and more swollen, which is cool for me, because that just means literally a ballooning up in weight in a good way. But let's pack up and get out of here. There we go. Arms pumped, calorie deficit still maintained. Oh my goodness, I had like the weirdest foods today. I was kind of running around doing all sorts of errands and shit. They consisted of 2 Egg McMuffins from McDonald's, each one with an extra egg and an extra piece of ham, about 350 calories each. And I mean, in terms of anything off the McDonald's menu, Egg McMuffin's pretty solid. It's just a straight up whole egg, a piece of, it's just a tiny piece of ham. It's like 3 or 5 grams of protein there. And then an English muffin with a slice of American cheese. But not bad. Not bad. About 60 grams of carbs each. No, total. Yeah. 30 grams of carbs each. Around 20 grams of protein with the double egg and double ham. And then about 15 of fat as well each. Not a bad breakfast. Not a bad breakfast. Unsponsored statement, of course. That'd be funny. Screw the Travis Scott meal. Where's the Sam Sulek meal? I'll make it happen. But, so that was that. That was after cardio. And then I had a bunch of just fucking croutons, like 70 grams of carbs worth, 15 grams of fats worth. Holy crap, I've had like 0 protein today, like a total chump. No, wait, what am I talking about? Protein shake right in the middle. Yeah, I forgot. I'm at like 100, or no, well, it was kind of a big one I was sipping on for a while. Now I'm at like 120 grams of protein so far. So that means I could have a big meal tonight. I'll probably do a steak, and I'm not even sure what else. Tons of fluids. I know I'm fucking thirsty right now. But other than that, holy crap, I'm extremely warm right now. There we go. But yeah, so I'm not demotivated. Obviously, I'm still doing my diet, making sure I'm in my deficit. But I don't know, man. The dieting process, it's not as fun for me because there's nothing to do. The whole point of dieting and losing body fat, it's more like the act of not doing. It's the act of not eating, and just eating small meals. It's like I'm kind of not spoiled in a way, but it's like I'm used to like constantly having basically a fucking not even a side quest, a main quest headlining my fucking POV that says eat some fucking food right now. And every time I eat a meal, even when I'm bulking up, that's still up there. And it's like, all right, eat another one, eat another one, eat another one. And now that I'm dieting down, it's just gone? Kind of like, I just kind of, let's just say this. I can't wait to be bulking again. And I don't think that that's a surprise to anyone. But I'm going to get a touch leaner. next 2 weeks. Yeah, probably about 2 weeks, and I'll have to call it. And I've said this before, but I'll just get into it again for those who haven't. Oh my goodness! I mean, it's definitely a small percentage of dudes that are watching every single one of these lifts. I think you guys should just kind of check in every so often with these. But with this next bulk, I have a few things that I want to keep in mind. Or not even I want to keep in mind, that I am going to keep in mind. And am going to stick to ensure that I make some fucking serious growth. Number one thing is consistent meal timing. This is something which I haven't been I've been a little more carefree on in my previous bulking phases, because in my mind, and I mean, yeah, the amount of food that you eat for the entirety of the day is what's going to make up your calorie intake. So if you get 5,000 calories in before you go to bed, you're good, right? But I just, not optimal. I'm not doing that in an optimal way, because I definitely have days where I'm only at like 1,000 calories at 1 p.m. and then I eat the next 4,000 before 10. So all my eating is condensed into that one period of the day. So I want to have evenly dispersed meals. I'm talking like 8 o'clock right when I wake up to whatever time that I go to bed. Not to go old school here, but like every 2 hours, a little something or other. Would not mind it. Would not freaking mind it. That'd be nice. Or not would be nice, that is going to be nice. Because then I never have a moment where my stomach is extra full of food and like my digestive, let's just say my digestive power is ever completely taxed all at once. So that's one thing. Consistent meal timings. Another one, which I did kind of get into in my last bulk, which worked very well, was I'm going to basically titrate up the calories. And what I mean by that is, month one, I'm going to eat like 3,500. I'm floating around like 20. I might have to make it 4,000. Might have to make it 4,000. But 3,500, 4,000, that's going to be month one. Probably 3,500. We'll see. Whatever. Because I'm floating around 2,500. Yeah, no. I'm floating around like 3,000 right now. So yeah, I think 4,000 for month one. Stick to that. Gain a considerable amount of size for that first month. And then increase the calories to 4,500. Right? Ride that 4,500 for a while. Grow on it. And then basically around where I can kind of tell, like, okay, I'm getting used to this. This is nothing now. This is not even, I'm not even pushing it. I can eat more. Up it to 45. Up it to 5. Up it to 5.5. And now this is in like, 4-week, 5-week increments. But in doing so, it kind of gives me a much more steady, surplus. Because I've tried bulks in the past where I'm like, I'm bulking, 5,000 calories a day, let's go. Boom. And then 5,000 calories a day from the get-go for 3 months, I blow up. In 3 months, I gain like fucking 30 pounds. Not all muscle, of course. But after that 3 months is up, I've essentially overstimulated my fucking gut, and I can't eat any more fucking food, man. And the only thing that's going to stop you from growing is if anything fucks with your food intake. So this last 2 bulks ago, I got up to 250-ish, and I could not break 250. I couldn't, 250 in the morning was a heavy day. I could not get past that 250 mark. Whereas this previous bulk, which subjectively felt the easiest of any that I've ever done, because I was gradually increasing calories over time as I got used to them. I hit 260 in 4 months. The last month of it kind of got a little bit messed up because there's a lot of traveling going on with the Arnold months and everything, and so I kind of called the bulk early. But increasing meals over time, combined with what I'm going to focus on to be very consistent meal sizes and timing. I'm talking meal prep. I'm talking some rice and chicken. I'm talking some steak and potatoes. I'm gonna have my sweets as well. You know, don't get freaked out. Chocolate milk is not gonna leave the calorie intake, of course, but I want to make sure I'm feeding the machine evenly throughout the day, so I never have like a massive hit. And I don't feel like I'm being overzealous when I say I think 280 is going to be beaten. Oh my god! Even just saying that, I'm getting excited. Oh man, I can't wait. Oh man, what a world. So, plan for tomorrow, cardio in the morning, of course, and then legs in the evening. Oh yeah, and then of course, sleep. I'm gonna try to lock in my sleep like a fucking like a baby, you know. Well, maybe not a baby, more like a what sleeps a lot, more like a cat. Yeah, more like a cat or something. I'm talking sleeping every chance possible. There's a reason people wear t-shirts that say sleep, eat, and train. That's what fucking works. So that's all I got, man. Legs, gonna be pumped as shit. Should be veiny. Not even should be. I know they're going to be. So I know I've been depriving you. I'm such a total asshole for that. I'm gonna get some grocery. I'm gonna get some food. I'm gonna get some something or others in here. Just wait for it. So I'll see you tomorrow for legs.